Have you seen this word somewhere before? This one, alzolan, propranolol, benzodiazepine, sterling. These are some kind of tablets that are given to some certain special kind of people, and there are some people they need these tablets. In the course of the presentation, we will know what these tablets are. What do you think I am going to talk about? Can you feel the other part of the sentence? I have butterflies in my, thank you, very good, in my stomach. I am going to make a little presentation on a stage 5, or this is technically known as glossophobia. That is the fear people have in making presentations. Many people, there are people, when you ask them to make a presentation, they are really worried and they are really anxious. The thing is that although they are really good, they are very good, they know their stuff, but the problem is they cannot stand before an audience and make a little presentation. There are certain psychological barriers. And in the presentation, we are going to take a look at these things. And the title is Presenteritis, that is a stage fright. Or you can simply say stage 5. This is the technical term. This is the kind of the simple term. What do people fear most? The survey has indicated that people fear, the first thing is snakes. And the second thing is, and the third thing is, now you can imagine, this is what happens to us. There are people, they are really worried about making speeches in public. That is between the two, snakes and death. Now, when we take a look at a kind of a speaker, one who makes a presentation, we can very clearly see these things, rise in temperature. When we are supposed to make a presentation, when we make a presentation, what really happens is that the body temperature usually goes up. This is true to around 99% of people. There are like one exception, like 1 out of 100 like. Then perspiring brows, that means you may have some perspiration here, that is something natural. Then tight throat, sometimes we have everything, we are prepared and we have the words and everything, but the problem is we cannot kind of open. Those things, words are like stuck here. That is a kind of a psychological condition. Then shortness of breath, that means our breathing is very short. Then sweating palms. For example, when you take a look at the presenter's palms, he or she tends to have some kind of sweating. And even if you take a look at here, you can see the same sweating here also, even under armpits and all that. Then knees, sometimes everybody knows what this is and all that. Then cold feet. Then quivering hands, sometimes our hands are like this. If you very close look at the presenter, one who is inexperienced. They are experienced people, they have experience and all that, they can jolly well make a presentation, but the problem is, if you take a look at a very novice, an amateur kind of a presenter, you understand that person's hands are like this. Even if he holds a kind of a piece of paper, if you look at the piece of paper very closely, you can see the piece of paper is like this. Then butterflies, that means we say I have butterflies, that means you are a little anxious and all that. Then rapid heartbeat, the heartbeat, average normal human beings have around 74 to like 80 heartbeats per minute. But when you make a presentation, especially if you are really inexperienced, if you are a novice, if you are an amateur like, then of course your heartbeat is likely to increase and that might go up to around 120 beats per second. Then dry mouth, blank mind. Sometimes we rehearse, we have everything, we are perfectly kind of rehearse everything, but when we make a presentation, we kind of lose everything. That is something really natural. Then the worst thing is, I don't know whether you know this, I have had this condition. Now this is the problem, sometimes some people have this. Before a speech is given, there are people, sometimes they go to the washroom for about more than 10 times. But still, even before he or she makes the presentation, the same presentation, he goes back to the washroom once again. These are some psychological conditions that comes, that is very natural. Then this is what really happens. What happens in our brain when you are supposed to make a presentation, when you have been asked to make a presentation, when you think of negative consequences, what happens is a part of your brain, the hypothalamus, activates and triggers the pituitary gland to secret, that is to send out some hormone. Then that is the hormone. This hormone stimulates this cortex, then glands in your kidneys and resulting release of adrenaline to your blood. Then what happens is that you become a little unstable when you make a presentation. Then why do people feel anxious? Now say for example, when someone is requested to make a presentation, when you make a presentation, why do you feel so anxious? Why? What may be the reason? People, this is one condition, you are at the center of the attention. That means you are here, you are in the center, you are in the spotlight, therefore you are likely to have this kind of anxious feelings. Then lack of experience. Even if we do not have experience, what might happen is that we are likely to kind of develop these conditions. Then a strangeness. Sometimes when we are supposed to make a presentation to an unknown audience, we are a little kind of unstable. We know everything, we have practice, but the problem is if we do not know much about the audience, we are likely to have these conditions once again. It is very difficult to make a presentation to kind of an unknown audience. These are conditions. Everybody has this. Then fear of rejection or embarrassment. Sometimes we think about these things, so we are a little anxious. Then fear of looking stupid in front of the others. When you make a presentation, you are in front of the audience, you are here, you are in the spotlight, so you undergo these kind of psychological conditions. Fear that your mind will go blank. I think that you may have experienced these things. Some effects of anxiety. Feel your heart starts beating faster. This is a summary of that picture. That means the normal heart rate will be increased, and that is likely to go up to around say 120 beats per minute. Then feel your mouth getting dry. That's why sometimes when presenters make presentations, they want to have a glass of water by somewhere on the table or somewhere very close to them, so that when they want, they can have some water. Then get nauseous. That means sometimes we feel like vomiting and all that. It's a kind of once again a kind of a condition. Then feel like fainting. Sometimes we can hear voice tremble. That means our speech becomes a little kind of shaky. Feel your legs or body shaking. A stutter, a stammer, or start speaking rapidly. When we are anxious, we speak rapidly. That is something very natural because we don't have experience, we are inexperienced. Therefore, we tend to be a little kind of, we speak a little kind of rapidly. Very fast kind of speech. Ramble through material incoherently. That means there is no logical flow in the kind of the speech. There is some kind of disconnection between kind of sentences. Very kind of irrelevant ideas. Now these are the things we can do to control butterflies. One thing is that when you want to make a presentation, we have to gain experience. Without experience, we can't be a kind of a better speaker. So experience matters a lot. Our performance will be dependent upon experience, and experience builds confidence, which is a key to effective presentations. That means if we have confidence, our presentations will be better. Then now you can take a look at these steps and all that. What we can do is, the best thing is we have to be well prepared. Preparation matters a lot. Then we have to practice. Then we have to have a backup plan. Then we have to reduce this fear of your audience also and relax. There are even certain relaxation techniques also. Then practice your speech. When you practice alone many times first. You have to speak aloud. Speak looking into a mirror. This is what everybody knows. If possible, if you have the facilities and all that, we can video record the practice. Those things are possible things. Then even you can practice before friends. So for example, you have a set of friends, then you can ask them to sit down, then you can make a presentation to your friends, so that they can help you to become a kind of a very controlled speaker. Even one person is good. Even if you don't have friends, you can talk to your friend. Or the best thing is you can have a mentor, one senior person, one who has some experience, so that that person can help you to become a kind of a better presenter. Backup plan is like this, and it is also called a safety net. First thing is you can outline your speech. You can use paper or cards. Say for example, if you are going to make a presentation, you can have some pieces of paper like this. You can have outlines here. We usually are not supposed to use notes and all that, but sometimes if you are new, if you are a novice, if you don't have experience, these things can be used. These things can be very, we can permit these things at a very initial stage. Later on we have to do away with these things also. But initially, as a backup plan, you can have these pieces of paper and you can outline your speech on these pieces of paper. These things are possible. Referring to notes is generally acceptable, but remember, as long as you are not reading, you can use these things, but you should not read. The more important the audience or the occasion, the greater your fear can be. If your audience is so important, if your audience is much more educated than you, much more experienced than you, if your audience knows much better than you, then of course you means we are likely to develop this kind of psychological barriers. These are all psychological conditions. That is the end of the presentation. Do you have any questions for me? Yes, I can answer. Yes, the problem is this. Say there are some what we call serious cases, so that we have to go to a kind of a psychiatrist doctor, so they can recommend some kind of beta blockers. Those sensitive people sometimes mentally may not work. Therefore, the best thing is we have to meet a doctor and get some kind of medication. There are medications also.
That is the medicine taken for the
Yes. There are medicine. You have to go to a kind of a psychiatrist doctor. Now, he is likely to dispense these things. These are some kind of medications that are given to people, those who are really kind of, so those who have some higher anxiety kind of levels. So these medications are likely to help people like, those who have some higher anxiety levels. But it is always, you can't even ask for these things over the counter. Pharmacists do not usually give these things. You have to go to a doctor and get a kind of prescription. Then you have to use this medication.
I'm going to ask two questions.
Yes.
For your presentation, you have using snake public speaking and net.
Yes.
I would like to ask number two. Any amateur, how he or she is going to improve public speaking? for the beginning, and second is
The best thing is now you don't have some say clear cut answers and all that. The best thing is practice makes perfect. That is the best thing you can do. Even in my case, I have had a lot of kind of troubles or issues in making presentations and all that, but still I have to improve that. I know that it is not something very easy. This is, you know, when you make a presentation in someone else's language, in a second language, then this is something, then it becomes more and more kind of serious. Of course, in a first language, it is okay. Yes, sir.
This Sunday I'll be having the district contest.
Yes.
So can I use some of the medicine?
You can. You can. Then the best thing is, no, you should not take these things. Talk to a pharmacist and get some kind of some tablets called Frisium that will kind of normalize you. Frisium. You can ask for that over the counter. If the pharmacist knows, he can give you. Yes. Frisium. Frisium. That is the kind of general medication given to people, those who are going to make presentations and all that.
My nature's power will be.
No, that doesn't affect those things.
So is it there a side effect?
No, that's why you have to talk to a doctor and you have to have a prescription. Otherwise, the pharmacists, they don't like to give these things over the counter. Because if you take some kind of overdose, that is likely to result in some other harmful conditions and all that. It is always good if you can talk to a doctor and get some kind of medical advice. And when you take this kind of a tablet, within 1 minute you start sleeping, and for about 10 hours you are in a kind of very deep sleep. That is Alzolum, propanol. These things are kind of given. This medication is given to kind of stabilize heart rate. That heartbeat will be decreased. This once again, this makes you sleepy, and this is also, this induces some kind of sleep in you.
How about using some brandy or whiskey and alcohol?
No, alcohol and coffee, they are likely to kind of increase the beats per minute, like heartbeat. You should never take liquor or kind of coffee or even tea. The best thing is,
there are some people who won't speak, but when you have a shot, with the shot they speak.
oh, that is, you know, their speech is some kind of very incoherent. Their speech is not connected. That is what they can speak, but their speech is not kind of well connected and all that.
no, if we really want to according to your presentation this day, we can avoid the overcome the death of this way.
Oh, yes. That is possible. So that is the end of my presentation.
Have you taken one of these drugs and
Yes, some 15 years back I was given this one.
so how is your feeling?
Actually, the moment you take that tablet, within 1 minute you fall asleep for 10 hours. Yes, you should take these things before you make a presentation, no, before a kind of. So I took this, when I was asked to make a presentation at the university, so I had a lot of problems, so I talked to a doctor and he prescribed me this Alzolum. So that's how I know these things. Okay, thank you.
Okay.